Libraries are no longer just quiet zones or book repositories, but dynamic learning environments, places where teens can geek out and older men and women can learn the basics of Facebook or Twitter. They are community spaces where different generations are encouraged to share stories and impart advice, where volunteers can donate their skills and teach a class on knitting or film editing. They are platforms for community and organizations and neighborhood groups and resources for budding entrepreneurs and hobbyists. In so many different ways, libraries are quite literally breaking out of their boxes and testing out new ideas and programs. In this section, we have asked the design teams to come up with actionable ideas and strategies for amplifying these trends and bringing them to scale, and for making libraries and all that they do even more impactful and visible to residents. For example, though many community groups already use libraries for their own programming, the systems in New York could do more to build longer-lasting relationships with these groups and other community leaders and patrons by involving them in the creation of new services and amenities. Each library should have a toolkit of strategies for engaging residents and nearby nonprofits, civic groups, and businesses. Similarly, though many library branches are already hugely popular anchors of their communities, too many are tucked away or hidden in plain sight and don't draw in nearly as many users as they should or could. Many of the old so-called Lindsay boxes, bunker-style buildings built during the 1960s and 70s, are easy to ignore or even miss altogether, even by longtime residents. What goes on inside these buildings is too often underappreciated and misunderstood. An interconnected portfolio of marketing, communications, and capital investment strategies could break down these obstacles and put the library at the very center of the community and the city. Finally, even as libraries develop new services and programs, whether they are media labs or maker spaces, they are too often limited to just a handful of locations. Developing an easily deployable, inexpensive kit of parts to implement in every branch across the city, and even in some new locations inside of retail spaces and transit hubs, could bring these innovations to scale. In the upcoming 3 presentations, you will see all these exciting ideas and a few more I haven't mentioned explained in more detail. To begin, I'd like to call up Mark Thaler from Gensler to get us started with a special presentation on community engagement.